They say money talks, but for the wealthiest 1%, it whispers secrets the rest of the world never hears. And that's why most people spend their lives chasing paychecks, while the 1% quietly build empires. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth, the kind of truth that might shake you. If you listen closely, you'll realize managing your money isn't about how much you earn. It's about how you think, how you act, and the rules you follow when the rest of the world is playing a completely different game. Let me start with this. The average person wakes up thinking, how can I afford this? The 1% wakes up thinking, how can this pay for itself? That single shift in thinking changes everything. Imagine this. You want a new car. The average person empties their savings or takes a loan. The 1% finds an investment that earns enough to make the car payment for them. They don't just buy things. They buy income streams. Most people believe managing money is about budgeting harder, cutting coffees, skipping nights out. The 1% knows that while discipline is important, earning power and asset growth are far more powerful. You will never cut your way to wealth. You have to grow into it. So here's the first law of money management like the 1%. Your money must have a job. Every dollar you own is an employee. And like any good boss, you must put your employees to work, investing, compounding, creating. If your money is sitting still, it's unemployed. And unemployed money loses value every day due to inflation. The 1% never leaves money unemployed. The second law, separate your money into roles, never mix them. The wealthy have clear buckets, one for living expenses, one for investments, one for risk opportunities, one for long-term legacy building. Why? Because when money has a specific purpose, you make decisions without emotional chaos. You know exactly what each dollar is supposed to do, and you protect it from being stolen by impulse. The third law is where most people fall apart. The 1% think in decades, not days. The average person wants a quick flip, a big win next month, a shortcut. The wealthy are patient hunters. They plant trees they might not sit under for years, but when the shade comes, it's enormous. This is why compounding works in their favor, not just financially, but in skills, relationships, and influence. Now let's talk about debt. The middle class is crushed by it. The wealthy? They master it. There are two kinds of debt: bad debt that takes money from you, and good debt that brings money to you. A luxury vacation on a credit card? Bad debt. A loan to buy a rental property that pays you more than the loan costs? Good debt. The 1% are not afraid of debt. They weaponize it. They borrow at 5% to make 15%, and they do it over and over. The fourth law, never spend the principal, live off the returns. If they earn $100,000 from investments, they reinvest part of it and use the rest to live. The original money stays untouched, like a golden goose that keeps laying eggs. Most people, however, kill the goose just to enjoy a big feast once. Now here's something that will make you uncomfortable. The wealthy buy assets first, luxuries later. Before they ever think of buying the dream car, they make sure their investments can pay for it. You'll almost never see a self-made millionaire blow their first big paycheck on a flashy purchase. They delay gratification until their passive income covers the expense, and even then, they often still buy modestly. The fifth law, protect your downside at all costs. The wealthy play offense and defense equally well. They have insurance, diversification, and multiple income streams. They know one mistake can erase years of progress, so they prepare for storms before the clouds appear. But here's the secret most financial advisors don't tell you. Managing money like the 1% isn't just about strategy, it's about identity. The wealthy see themselves as stewards of money, not consumers of it. They don't say, I can't afford it. They say, how can I make this affordable? That small language shift forces creative thinking, innovation, and opportunity seeking. Let's break down a scenario. Two people each earn $5,000 a month. Person A spends $4,800 on bills and lifestyle, saves $200 in a savings account, and calls it being responsible. Person B spends $3,000 on lifestyle, invests $1,500 in cash-flowing assets, and keeps $500 for emergencies. Fast forward 10 years. Person A has $24,000 saved, losing value to inflation. Person B has assets producing $2,000 a month in passive income, meaning they could stop working tomorrow and still live comfortably. Same income, different destiny. The sixth law, master cash flow before chasing net worth. Many people brag about having $1 million in assets, but no liquidity. They are asset-rich, but cash-poor. The wealthy focus on how much money arrives every month without their active effort. Cash flow is freedom. The seventh law: turn knowledge into leverage. The 1% know that money flows to those who understand it deeply. They study investing, tax laws, business models. They hire experts where they are weak. They read obsessively. They ask questions constantly, and they never assume they've made it. Another truth: the wealthy automate wealth building. They set up systems where investments grow without constant monitoring. Automatic transfers into index funds. Businesses run by managers. Royalties from intellectual property. They remove human weakness from the equation. So there's no, oops, I forgot to invest this month. Let's touch on lifestyle creep, the silent killer of wealth. When most people make more money, they upgrade their life instantly. Bigger house, nicer car, fancier vacations. The 1% often do the opposite. They hold their lifestyle steady while income rises, funneling the difference into investments. That's how you leapfrog from comfortable to wealthy in a decade. But perhaps the most surprising thing about the 1%? They think about legacy more than luxury. They ask, how can I make my children's children benefit from the decisions I make today? That's why they invest in trusts, family businesses, and education, not just for themselves, but for generations. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great for someone who's already rich. But here's the truth. Most of today's 1% started with nothing. They became wealthy because they followed these laws when they had very little. They invested small amounts. They lived below their means. They said no to quick pleasures in exchange for long-term freedom. Managing your money like the 1% is not about copying their luxuries. It's about copying their discipline. The discipline to say no. The discipline to learn. The discipline to act when opportunities appear. So here's your action plan. First, assign every dollar a job. 2, separate your money into clear buckets. 3, focus on long-term thinking and compounding. 4, master good debt and avoid bad debt. 5, live off returns, never principal. 6, buy assets before luxuries. 7, protect your downside. 8, master cash flow. 9, turn knowledge into leverage. 10, automate your wealth building. 11, avoid lifestyle creep. And the last, think about legacy. If you do this, truly commit to it, you will see the shift. Maybe not in a month, maybe not in a year, but you'll wake up one day and realize you're no longer chasing money. Money is chasing you. The game has always been rigged in favor of those who understand it. And now you do. The question is, will you play?